Hey everybody, welcome back to Plum Figgy. This is Tammy. Alright, I have another Your Creative Studio unboxing for you today, and then we're going to go ahead and play with the goodies that we get in this box because it's so much fun. So, this is, it is March of 2023, but this is the November 2022 box. So I'm very excited to see what's in here. I think maybe she, yes, okay, so this is the right one. I accidentally got a box that had December on the sticker on the front, but it's a November box, so I was just going to double check that this is the right one, and it looks like it is. So here is the card that comes with it. You always get a fun little card, and it kind of gives you an idea of what the theme is going to be for the box, so that's really pretty. I'm really excited to see what's in here. I haven't been watching any unboxings just so that I'm, you know, surprised and everything. So, sorry, making noise. Pull this back. There we go. All right, so let's start here. Washi tape. Love the washi tape. Let's see what it looks like. So it looks like the theme is going to be blue floral, which is really cool because I don't think I have much that's kind of blue floral. So really looking, I apologize for my nails, you guys. Like really not cute right now. But I'm in between getting them done. So here we go for, let's see if you can, there we go. So that's what the washi tape looks like. That's really pretty. I like that. Okay, and next up we have, looks like black and white little ephemera pieces, and they are always so nicely in these little notepad kind of style, which makes it easy to use, and they don't get lost easily, and they store really well, which I really appreciate. So it's looking like we got some botanicals on white paper, and then here we've got kind of the same thing on vellum, so it's kind of see-through. Bilberry, I don't know that I know that. And then let's see, I think that's, yeah, so that's all in the front, so that'll be good. Those will be fun to use. Here is, says travel. So it's another notepad type thing with ephemera, and these are kind of, looks like, oh, here, let's hold it up, right side up. How's that? You guys, I'm going on like maybe 4 hours of sleep right now. We got a puppy, and last night was her first night with us, and she cried. So I will be taking a nap later today, hopefully, because if not, I'm not going to be worth anything tomorrow. But anyway, so that'll be, I'll tell you more about all of that in my next video. But I want to focus on Your Creative Studio in this one for sure. Oh my gosh, what in the heck? This is so cute. It's like a little suitcase. Oh my gosh. How adorable. Do you see this? So it's got this postcard design on the outside. Oh my gosh. I love that. Okay, I think little labels and things can definitely go in there. That is really cute. I like that a lot. Okay, we've got page tabs, it looks like. So I'm gonna, let's see. Where's the opening? It's here somewhere. Let's just cut this open. Save ourselves the trouble. So it's looking like, oh no, I was thinking they were all the same design, but no, we've got different designs, so that's kind of cool. These are really pretty. There's another one. I think I skipped one there. So there's more of a winter design, so that'll be good for Christmas or winter journals. I do junk journals. Some people might use these for planners, which that would be really cute in as well. Classic round. Oh, is this a label? Original sticker brick. Okay, so these are going to be stickers. Wondering if maybe, okay, yep, these are going to be label stickers. Awesome. Maybe we put these labels in our little suitcase. I bet you they'll fit. So we've got green, blue, and red, which are going to be super fabulous because I will definitely use these as well. These are super kind of generic, which means you can pretty much use them in just about anything. So that's always helpful. Okay, so we've got this cling stamp. So these are gonna, you can mount them if you want. I tend to not mount them because I think they stamp very well without being mounted. But here we go. Here is the design on that. So it's gonna be a floral design. Looks like it's gonna go up and out that way, maybe, or maybe on the top of a page in the corner, like left-hand corner. That's a really pretty stamp there. And we have another one here. I love these little bags too. These are really reusable little bags. You can put these in, create a pocket out of these in your junk journal. Okay, so this is another kind of postage theme with the floral. I really like that. Really pretty. And you know, it's a stamp, so even though the rest of these are a blue theme, you don't have to use blue ink if you don't. You could make the stamp whatever color you want. So here we've got some stickers, so blue sticker, floral stickers. Okay, so now we've got, looks like some sticky notes. I'm not going to take these out, but these are going to be like post-it notes in that same floral pattern. And some paper ephemera. Look at this, you guys. This is going to be cool. And then I always save these, this packaging. And actually, if you save this, you could turn this into something in your junk journal also. Could be a cool clear pocket. And then this makes a really great background for a tag base. So yeah, I definitely save those. Okay, all right, so we've got the snowflakes here again. So this one's more of a winter theme on this particular design. Okay, yep, looks like they're all going to be maybe a little bit of a winter design, which makes sense because, you know, it's a November box, right? So I think we've got 3 different designs here, and then there's the third. Really pretty, really neutral. So they'll work in just about any kind of situation, which is also really nice. All right, and then this is kind of like a 6x6 paper pad kind of an idea, but they're loose leaf paper. And again, they come in, so this is going to be cardstock. Let's see if they're all cardstock. It feels like they are. Yep, so got the blue floral pattern again with the snowflakes, and then this one's a bit more neutral with the blue, and it's a rose, more snowflakes, and another neutral, and I think this is the last one here. So really pretty papers. And what do we have at the end? This is very different. Okay, so this is getting away from the blue theme a little bit, but still super pretty. It looks like they're calling them masking stickers, but I'm going to say that these are kind of washi tape stickers. And in the floral theme again, so a little bit more green. But each one of these is going to be a different sticker. Oh yes, I like this one a lot. I like all 4 of these actually. And then these 2 are really pretty too. So that is the unboxing. I'm going to go ahead and clean up just a little bit, and we'll do some journaling with me. I think I'll do some voiceover because I've got a kitty cat who thinks he needs to make all the noise he possibly can. So I will be back in just a second. Okay, so this is a little pamphlet that I made from some scraps of actually grocery paper bag. And I thought it would be a really good and fun base to kind of turn it into something junk journal-ish. I don't know if I'm going to put it in a junk journal or maybe it'll stand on its own, but I thought it would be a really fun thing to decorate. So that's what we're going to do today. And here I've just taken one of the 6x6 pages and I'm going to turn that into a pocket. And I was deciding if I wanted it on the front page or if I wanted to put it in the middle somewhere, but I think in the end I decided on the front page. So I'm just going to glue the bottom and that one side, and then that'll become a tuck spot there. It's already gorgeous, so I don't really feel like I need to add any additional decoration to it. So at this point, I'm going to figure out what I want to do as the thing to tuck into it. And I had that packaging, and I thought maybe using that would be good, but then I really wanted to use one of those smaller pieces of paper. So here I'm just trying to figure out what in the heck to put as the backing to that piece of paper. And I'm just kind of going through some of my scraps here, organizing, because gotta organize while I craft. And for a minute I thought about using that craft paper, so you're gonna see me kind of playing with that, but then I realized, well, the background is also that same exact color and that's not much contrast, and I wanted to create a bit more contrast with all of this. So in the end, right before I glue it down, I changed my mind. Go back to the drawing board and figure something else out. So at this point, I pulled out all of my coffee dyed papers just to see what I had in there, and actually I found some really good backgrounds that could be used. Got some happy planner pages that have been coffee or tea dyed. I guess I don't coffee dye anymore. Tea dyed, and then some graph paper, some note cards. I think that's all I pulled out. But I was mostly just looking for things that would be kind of the right colors. So that divider page from the Happy Planner actually turned out to be a really good journaling card for another page down the road. But in the end, I decided to use this piece of paper, which used to be just a white sheet of paper and a notepad I think I got from the Dollar Tree, that had lines on it, and it was that cheap ink that bleeds when you put water on it or tea. So that's where that blue color is coming from. That used to be lined paper. So here I decided maybe I wanted to use a tab, but then I realized, no, if this is going to open the way that it's opening, that's not going to work very well. So back to round one, step one, and just kind of looking for things to cover it or decorate the cover of it with. So wanted to use one of these labels, and I pulled out a piece of that vellum botanical, and those are my two first pieces. Just decided to grunge that label up a little bit. It was a little bit too white for me. And then loving these travel ephemera pieces of paper. So I was kind of looking for something that was bluish green so that it would work with the purple of the pocket, and took this piece, and so then that's gonna be added to the collage as well. And I apologize that I was a little bit out of frame there, but I think I figured that out pretty soon, so hopefully that'll get fixed. But there we've got a little bit of postage stamp and our vellum piece, which I don't really want to glue down because you can see the glue through the vellum. So in the end, I decided to take some of that washi. I almost stapled it, but then I don't like to write around staples sometimes. So I took some of that washi and used some glue stick to make sure that it was nice and sticky, and just used that to secure it down with, which was good because then it brought some more of that blue color, bluish purple color back into that page to kind of tie it all together. And then now I'm just going to stick the label down, and we've got ourselves a little collage there on the front of the page. So, yep, I repositioned that. Wasn't quite sitting quite right for me, so I repositioned it. Now this is an ephemera pack from Hobby Lobby. It's the Paper Studio brand, and I kind of thought these pieces of ephemera would work really well with this particular kit this month. So here I'm just kind of pulling out a few things. There's some travel ephemera and, 1920s Victorian doodads and people. But in this case, I'm using this feather, and I'm just going to distress around that and stick that down there and just kind of finish out the collage with that. So you could write down in the bottom left corner if you wanted to, but really I think of it as more of a kind of an intro or cover page to what you would be journaling. And so because this piece of paper came out of a notebook, it already had some holes there. So I decided these are purely decorative, but to put a piece of string in there to make it look like it was bound. But yeah, it's not serving any purpose at all. It's just decorative. But yeah, just had a bit of twine, and just gonna make a little bow here, just to add a little something more. And then I think at that point, I just wanted to add a little bit of decoration on the inside, but not too much because, I really wanted this to be ready for writing space. So taking one of the stamps that came in the box, and I'm just using this dark gray ink that I already had out that I'm gonna distress with later, and stamp that. And then I decided to get another piece of ephemera and add it to that little area. So the trick is to figure out which little piece of ephemera I want, and I ended up with this old-timey camera, and didn't really need to distress it because it was already pretty dark, so I'm just gonna glue that down, and that will be it for this little thing. Okay, so I'm gonna tuck that back into the little tuck spot there, and I like how it turned out. It's really nice. Here I'm realizing that this edge doesn't look all that great. You can kind of see a lot of the glue that was left over. So I decided to find some sari silk or some kind of fabric or ribbon to kind of hide that. And the blue would look really nice, but then I see this dark purple and I thought, nope, that's the winner. We're going to use that one. So I end up just taking some glue stick and gluing on the front half. Here I was still thinking maybe the blue, but couldn't stop thinking about that purple. And then putting half of that sari silk and gluing that down, and then you can't see it because it's out of frame, but I just cut off the extra at the bottom. And then just adding some more glue on the other side and then wrapping it around. So I could have and probably should have, and I still could, sewn that so it was more secure, but you don't really need to. I mean, in my experience, it's pretty well secured at that point. So then let's move on to the inside page. So this would be the next page if you opened it like a book. And I wanted to take one of these envelopes and turn it into another tuck spot. So basically we'll have two different tuck spots here. One for them in the actual envelope, and then I'll turn the actual envelope into a tuck spot. So here is the rest of that 6x6 piece of paper that I had just used on the front, and thought, well, that was kind of perfect to decorate this little envelope with. So, and then the extra piece of paper from the other piece that I had used on the thing that we tucked into the tuck spot on the front page. So just doing a little bit of distress here, and we're gonna just do a little bit of collage on the front of that envelope, and I have a few extra little bits and pieces sitting in scraps sitting by my off to the left there, but really I do want to use more of the ephemera that came in the box, and so I thought, okay, well, let's flip through this little travel ephemera book and see what we can find. So I liked this one. It's a bit busy, and I don't know that I would have necessarily put it with that other purple page at all before. But I thought, well, let's just try it out and see what happens. If worst comes to worst, I could always cover it over with something else. But I don't know. I think there's an eclecticness to it that I just really liked. So I went ahead and decided to go with it. And so I'm adding that other two pieces. And then obviously I have a little spot in the bottom right corner that I'll need to figure out what to do with. And had this gentleman's head. And I thought, well, that's the perfect size. So laid it down and it looked pretty good. So I went ahead and distressed him. And then I'll glue him down as well. And we have an Oliver present. Very quick one. Okay, so now at this point, I'm thinking, okay, the back of this page looks a little bit rough and ready. So decided to use some of the scraps that I had sitting off to my left there. Got little bits and pieces from books and just random things. So really, I just kind of want to cover the areas that are going to be visible with this different colors and kind of textures too. So here you're kind of seeing me kind of figure out where I'm going to put that envelope. And that way you don't have to cover the entire thing. Reduce bulk and then, you know, save some of your scraps for other things too. But so I'm just going to kind of do the perimeter here and then glue that envelope down. Okay, so I remembered at this point I still had that tab that I had distressed and decided, well, let's just put that on the front page. Because of the way this little accordion folio thing is folded, this is a single page right here, and then the next turn page would be a double page, so it wouldn't probably work as well to have a tab on that second page. Plus, it matches really well right there too, so I thought that was kind of nice. And then, you know, if you were adding this to an existing junk journal, you could say what this little section is about or whatever. So now I'm deciding I need to put something into this envelope and went back again to, you know, this little smaller piece of paper ephemera and decided to go ahead and use that along with a piece of this page from an old Happy Planner. And so just going to glue that down on the side that I really don't want to keep or care about. The other side is good writing space. So, doesn't have numbers or anything on it, I don't think. Maybe it does. I don't remember. Some of them did and some of them didn't, but I don't think this one did. And so just going to size that down a bit and I'll distress around the edges and then I'm going to sew around the perimeter of this one. Okay, so I got that all done and sewn. This is kind of how it looks. I just did a zigzag stitch around the outside edge. And I'm going to leave that the way it is now because it's good writing space. But I will add a tab to the top of that so that it's more obvious that there's, you know, something tucked inside that little pocket there. So it's going to distress around the edges of that and glue that down. In retrospect, I should have done that before I did my sewing so that I could have sewn it directly onto the card, but it's okay. It works just fine either way. So we'll just get that on there and then stick it back inside the envelope. And then I'm going to work on another journaling card to tuck back behind that little envelope to kind of fill out the rest of that page. So taking another piece of this old page from Happy Planner and just kind of decided to rip that in half so it's about the right size. And now I'm just going to look for something to decorate it with, because on the back side it was the calendar, and so it had the numbers on there, and I kind of just wanted to cover that up. But then no, that's all wrong. I forgot that I ended up not using that other piece. I found this one instead, and I liked the colors of it. I thought it worked pretty darn well with what I've already put on the page, and so went ahead and removed, you know, the edging there, and then sized it down, and then took off a little bit of the height. And this one had the calendar on the back side with the numbers, so I decided to go ahead and cover those up with something, and I was trying to decide how much to cover and how to do it, because this is good writing space, but if you put a bunch of stickers and things over it, then now it's not going to be writing space anymore. So decided to just use some scratch paper instead. And because this was one of those page dividers from the planner, the paper is a bit thicker. It's more like cardstock, so it didn't really need to be reinforced with another sheet of paper, but I could have easily done that too, and it would have worked really well. But in this case, I just decided to use some bits and pieces of just random scrap paper that I had, and covered the back of that. And I've done that in a lot of other planners and things journals and things that I've made for myself, and I just write right over all of it. Like, you could use each little section as a different section of writing if you wanted to, and excuse me, and I've done that as well, but I find that it's really easy just to write over the whole thing like it's all one thing, and it looks kind of cool that way too. So having it partitioned like that doesn't bother me at all, and so hopefully that makes sense. But just adding some distressing to this, and I really liked the little floral design on that front part of it, because it kind of ties in with the other florals from this kit. And then so when I put it in there, I decided I kind of actually liked it better with the design towards the back, because I felt like it was just kind of taking away a little bit in some ways. So in the end, I put it in so that this side right here is visible. But right now I'm adding a little bit of sari silk, and I'm going to go ahead and sew that as well. And so here's how it turned out. Basically, it's just kind of adding a little tab at the right, so you know that it'll be something that you can pull out from behind. So plus it adds a little bit more color, which I like too. So alright, so for the last page, I'm going to go ahead and just do a collage on this left side of the page. I thought just adding some random pieces of the paper ephemera would be a really good background for that page. And actually, I pulled out the stickers, but in the end I ended up not using those, which I kind of wish I would have somewhere, but maybe I'll come back later and add them when it's time to actually decorate this page more, when I decide what I want to use for journaling, or if it ends up into another journal that I end up selling. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I can always come back and add more to it later. But I had pulled out some transportation type pieces of ephemera, so here I'm just prepping both of those things to see, I don't know if I'll use both of them, but since I had everything out to distress, I decided to go ahead and do all of that. And so now just got to lay it out and see how it's going to look. And yeah, I did pull out one sheet from the Post-it notes. I thought maybe I might use that as well. But yeah, it's just good to have some options, right? And then you can kind of decide what you want to do from there. So when I laid that down, I felt like it was just a little bit wide, so I took off a little bit of the width and distressed that edge again. And actually, I like the ripped edge better than the straight edge. And the same thing on this one, it was just a little bit too wide for that space. So ripped that one down, and then kind of coming up with a game plan of where I want those pieces to be. So that piece of the botanical ephemera I had done for the other journaling card on the other page, but it just didn't end up working because it was kind of the same color as the rest of the page, so it just kind of was blending in more than I wanted it to. But on this side of the page, the colors are pretty much very different, and I think I liked it a lot better over here, so it ended up working a lot better on this page instead. So now I'm just gluing everything down, and I'm going to finish off this page, and that will go ahead and do it for this particular journaling session. And yeah, so I hope you really enjoyed joining me today. I always enjoy when I get one of these subscription boxes. It's really, there's a lot of really good stuff to work with, and I find that there's a lot of specific theme things, but there's enough other generic things too that work with just about any kind of journal that you might be working on. It's just, I feel, a really good subscription. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.